Welcome inside the Score Atlanta studio. My name is Will Thorogood, and today I'm going to be speaking with, from the Milton Eagles, defensive back and Marshall commit, Tristan Lester. Let's go ahead and bring him in. How's it going, Tristan?
It's going good. How about you?
I've been great, man. I've been great. So just want to start off by saying, your team, you win back-to-back state titles. You go 15-0 last season. Can you just tell me, what's that brotherhood like inside that locker room?
The brotherhood is really strong, because a lot of us grew up playing with each other or playing like at different teams, but the same area. So I would say the brotherhood is really strong. And, it starts from morning lifts to summer workouts, just all of us buying in and just putting all the sweat and tears into the game. So I think our brotherhood is really strong.
And how much chemistry was added to that brotherhood from playing with your older brother, TJ?
Oh, the chemistry was really good. Even though we play different sides of the ball, I would say the chemistry was good because we've been playing with each other since freshman year, like on the same team. And, we started off at fellowship and then we transferred my sophomore year, my end of sophomore year to Milton. So I would say the chemistry is really good.
And then just talking about the championship game against Langston Hughes, that first half, it was just back and forth between the two offenses. How difficult was it for you and the rest of the defenders to keep your composure in order to shut down Langston Hughes?
It was kind of hard because it was a straight out shootout. We were scoring one drive, and the next drive, Lanks would come out and take a big shot. So just keeping our composure during the game, because we're a four-quarter team. We're not gonna just give it our half effort the first half. We're gonna keep on giving our full entire effort the full quarters of the game. So as we talked as a team and as a defense, all the emotions, we started calming down because we knew at the end of the day it's just a regular football game, and we just have to go 1-0 every play.
That's awesome, man. And then just wanted to ask you, recently you and your teammates were at the 7-on-7 tournament at Georgia Tech. How was it in comparison to last year? Because y'all dominated last year. This year, not so much. You end up losing to Kel in the semifinals. Was it a little different than last year?
Oh, most definitely different. We're all so used to winning. So just taking that L, it feels different because, we're not always going to win every game, So I think as a team, we kind of learned that we're not the same team as last year, and we're going to have to we're going to have to go the extra mile as a team and put in the extra work to be and to go how far we wanted to go. So, it was a really big difference because last year we won the whole thing. We didn't even lose a game in pool play, and we took it all the way to the chip. So it was a big difference, So just getting used to taking a loss, I would say, is the big difference in it.
Did you have that same feeling for the 7-on-7 at UGA?
Yes, we did because, in my opinion, as a team, we lost the game we shouldn't have lost. So, after the game, we all got in together. We were just talking about how we're not the same team as last year. So everything we have to do has to be on point, and our attention to detail has to be on point too. Because we were loaded last year. This year we're loaded, but we have a lot of young guys that have to step up and play. So, yeah.
And just wanted to ask you about your commitment to Marshall about a few weeks ago. What intrigued you the most about that school?
What really intrigued me the most was the family atmosphere. Right when I stepped on the campus, I knew it was a family culture. The first day we had dinner with all the coaches, and it just felt super down to earth. They were down to earth people, and it's super genuine. And I feel like you can't fake that. Feel like you can't fake a genuine family relationship. So that's the main thing that just spoke out to me on my visit.
And tell me about your relationship with first-year head coach Tony Gibson.
Coach Gibson's a really good guy. He's a defensive-minded coach. He's from NC State, defense coordinator, and he's a really good guy. My relationship grew with him as I took my official visit, and he told me how he sees the future planned out for Marshall, and I was really intrigued, and I trust him as a coach. So, yes, sir.
And then what can you say about defensive coordinator Shannon Morrison and defensive backs coach Jared Hawley?
They're both really great guys. They love to develop their players. I sat in meetings with Coach Morrison. You could just tell how great of a coach is. He really pays attention to detail and your alignment. So I think he's a great coach. And Coach Hawley's even a great coach too. They both really love to focus on their players, and they like to develop their players into really good players.
And just kind of almost wrapping it up here, as you enter your senior season with Milton, What's your best moment in your entire high school football career?
That's a good question. I would say the first state title. I was young. I was only a sophomore, and I was it was the game was because I played at fellowship, so that's like we played in the highest classification in Milton. So just the competition levels are two different things. So I would say winning that state title my first sophomore year was probably my best moment, just because like all the hard work that we put in as a team and me as an individual, and all the coaches, and we all came together and won the first title. Because I don't think a lot of people expected us to win that because our bracket, the bracket we were in, we had to play Colquitt County, Grayson. So those were a lot. And 2 years ago, those were really good teams. So and a lot of people didn't believe in us as a team. So I would say just winning that state title, proving everybody wrong.
What can you say about how much of an impact that head coach Ben Reeves has put on the Milton football program?
Oh, Coach Reeves has put in a huge impact. He's a great coach, but even a better person. And he always just gives. He's a down to earth person. He always just like focus on the kids, and he really cares about this football team. You could tell he loves football.
And then how does he instilling the culture that is in the Milton program?
He instills the culture every day. Want to know. I mean, he instills it every day in us because after practice he always tells us like we have to find our identity as a new team, and like I feel like that speaks volume to not just me but all the other upperclassmen because like now that we're leading the team, we have to find out who we are as a team. Coach Reeves reminds us that every day, and it's just he's a great coach, and he puts the kids first, and that's what I would say I love about Coach Reeves.
And then my last question to you is, what are your goals for the 2025 football season?
My goals for the 2025 season, I would say, three-peat, because I feel like that's the main goal. Because I feel like it's just so legendary. You could say teams two-peat, but a lot of teams really don't go back to back to back. And I feel like that's something that no one can ever forget. And like as a community, as coaches, as players, people around the state, like other teams, like I feel like that would be a legendary moment for not just me, but the whole team in general. And I would say for a personal goal, uh, I just want to be a playmaker all around the field. Help my brothers out. I want to do my job and just do my job so we can go 1-0 as a team. And yeah.
Well, Tristan, we're looking forward to this season. We're going to be watching y'all every week. Thanks for coming on today, and good luck this season.
Thank you. Thank you. Means a lot.
All right, that's going to conclude this interview with Tristan Lester. My name's Will Thorogood, and we'll see you in the next one.